Good afternoon. Welcome into WBRC Now. I'm Claire Huddleston, live in our WBRC Digital First Media Center. Right now, Birmingham Fire Rescue Service having a press conference about that massive fire this morning in the 5 Point South area. We're going to go ahead and listen in.
Correct. It's three. We have three structures. Okay. It's three.
Okay. Talk to me about the response. How much water have you guys used so far trying to battle?
We have used several gallons, thousands of gallons of water to try to extinguish and get control of this fire at this time. And we're
sorry, go ahead. How many personnel?
Between 75 and 100 personnel have been used so far in trying to extinguish and control this fire.
So what is the status now?
The status now, as of right now, we're trying to control hot spots, and we still have, as you can see behind me, we still have one building that still has fire.
I saw the ATF on scene this morning. Why were they called in?
Anytime we have a large commercial fire like this, the ATF is called out as a part of a regional task force.
You mentioned two explosions. Any idea what those explosions were, what they were caused by?
The explosion was caused by the original fire that came in at 1314, by the original fire that came in.
Do you know what exploded?
There was nothing that exploded. What you were hearing was just glass coming that was popping due to the fire.
I saw fire crews out earlier this morning. They turned the gas off to at least one of the structures. Do you think that is the cause of this massive fire?
No, sir. At this time, the fire is under investigation.
Is there any injuries been reported?
At this time, there's no civilian injuries nor firefighter injuries at this time that have been reported.
This building here, up around what used to be the Better Business Bureau, it looks like there was some type of fire there. Is that related to this at all? There's char in the building. The back of the building is charred, and there's ATF crews in and out of there.
At this time, we don't have any knowledge of that. The only fire that we know of is the one that's happening behind us within the 1300 number block of 20th Street South.
How long do you expect to have to work on this last building?
There's no estimated time. One thing we can be sure of is this is going to be a long, drawn-out fire.
You expect to be here through rush hour?
Yes, sir. We will be here through rush hour.
Overnight?
Possibly, yes, sir.
And these roads will remain shut down as long as...
Yes, sir. As long as this is an active scene, as long as we have hose down, you can expect this road to be closed as of right now.
We're seeing that there's a history of fires happening in one of these buildings. Is that common for you guys? Is that true?
Will you repeat that, please?
Is there a history of fires happening in this building previous years or anything like that?
No, sir. Not that I know of. We cannot answer that. No, not that I know of.
Can you confirm if a firefighter has died battling the blaze here once before in previous years?
No, sir. I cannot.
Have you guys received any calls about homeless people hanging out in any of the buildings?
No, sir. I cannot. No, sir.
Were all of the buildings occupied this morning?
No, not all the buildings were occupied. The original building was a vacant building. The building to the left was a mixed-use building. It had several apartments that were occupied. The building to the right, which is Cobb Lane Apartments, was a occupied condo building. We don't know the exact number of people that was inside of that building, but it was occupied.
Have you had a chance to examine get your hands on any surveillance video?
No, sir, not at this time.
Red Cross is saying about 20 people displaced. Is that the number that Birmingham Fire sees?
As far as Birmingham Fire Department, we knew of this 7 that was occupied, the 7 occupied apartments that was in the one building. We have not had an opportunity. We haven't gotten that information from Red Cross.
Is there, what can you say about the level of damage to each of these buildings? Are all of them a total loss? Is there any chance of salvaging this apartment building at all?
Each building has sustained severe damage. Severe damage.
Is there any concern that these fires could catch back up tonight? I mean, I know you guys said you're going to stay on scene and you're worried about maybe, the middle one or even the far one catching back, getting flames back?
Birmingham Fire Department is going to make sure that these buildings, that once they are out, they are out. We're going to do all that we can to do the salvage and overhaul complete.
You mentioned that you guys are still putting out hot spots in this building.
What are the challenges that you guys are having getting the fire completely out?
One of the challenges you have with buildings like this is because of collapse. As you have the material that collapses on top of another one. So that is our biggest challenge. So we have to make sure that we use all the water we can, and then we have to make sure we do complete salvaging and overhauling.
I just want to make sure I heard you right. How much water have you guys used so far fighting this?
We have used thousands of gallons. Thousands.
I spoke to the guy who owns Rinelli's, and I don't know about the building over. I know they're without power. Is that because the power's turned off?
Yes, the power grid has been turned off at this time for safety reasons.
Any idea when those will be turned back on?
No, sir, not at this time.
So the power's turned off. What's the impact? How large is the area that is affected by the grid?
If I'm not mistaken, it's been about 2 blocks.
2 blocks in every direction?
Yes, at this time, yes, sir.
What about traffic? Folks usually come through here to get home. How far have you cut off traffic around this area?
Right now, I'm not aware of how far that has been, or how far the traffic's been turned off. But as of right now, 20th Street, as far as I know right now, is the only street that's been closed.
Okay. You talked about the power being out within a 2-block radius of this. Have you guys issued any evacuation orders or shelter-in-place orders?
There have not been any evacuation orders been issued.
I'm sorry, can you spell your first and last name again for me?
First name is Darryl, D-A-R-R-Y-L. Last name is Lane, L-A-N-E. Lieutenant.
L-A-N-E?
L-A-N-E, yes, correct.
You expect to be here throughout the night, possibly overnight?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you have been listening to an update from Birmingham firefighters on that massive fire this morning. I want to go ahead and show you this. This is video from earlier. Again, as you were hearing them talk about this, 3 buildings burned. Thankfully, no injuries reported. It looked like 4 buildings were possibly on fire this morning. This started around 4:30 this morning. They're on 20th Street South between 3rd and 4th Avenue South. It appeared that it was 4 buildings, but actually fire officials confirmed that it was only 3 buildings. And you heard him say one is cobbling apartments. They are not sure how many people were living there. And then they also had an apartment complex on the other side with 7 people living there. It was a mixed use development. So several families now without a home. It appears that it's probably going to be a total loss. He called the damage severe. So again, we did just get that live update from firefighters. We're hoping to learn more throughout the evening. Of course, we're going to have live reports and we will continue to bring you updates. Well, we do have some new information today. We have learned about 2 more arrests now linked to that deadly shooting at a bonfire in Jefferson County. So these are the suspects right here. We've learned 21-year-old Silas McKay and 19-year-old Hunter McCullough are charged with assault. As we've reported, McKay was also injured in the shooting. Stephen Whitehead is already charged with murder and attempted murder in the case. He's being held in the Jefferson County Jail on $330,000 bond. You may remember shots were fired during a bonfire in the Pinson area earlier this month. 18-year-old Cleveland High School cheerleader Kimber Mills was killed in that shooting. Breaking today, 2 federal judges are ordering the Trump administration to replenish SNAP benefits to tens of millions of people across the country. The federal judges in Rhode Island and Massachusetts ruled the government is required to tap into billions of dollars in emergency funds to help pay for this food aid. Both judges rejected the Department of Agriculture's claim that it couldn't use contingency funds during the shutdown. The ruling comes one day before those benefits are set to expire. Millions of recipients are guaranteed to face delays in getting their SNAP benefits because the people who load the money onto the debit cards, well, they haven't been able to do that yet. They've not had access to be able to do that. Well, it is day 31 of the federal government shutdown and the Senate is not in session. In fact, lawmakers are headed home for the weekend. This afternoon, President Trump arrived in Palm Beach, Florida, and spoke with reporters there.
I'm always going to meet. All they have to do is open up the country. Let them open up the country. and we'll meet. We'll meet very quickly, but they have to open up the country.
Of course, we will continue to follow that for you. We will have live coverage throughout the weekend. Of course, we will always bring you the impact that this is having on families here in Alabama. All right, we are going to check in with Mickey Ferguson right now. Looks like it's going to be a chilly trick-or-treating forecast this evening. We've seen a beautiful day, so hopefully it'll stay a little bit warm once the sun goes down. Here's Mickey with all the details you need to know.
Well, we're looking at some spooky sunshine out there, Claire, for today. Our temps getting up to 64 degrees, and at 6 p.m., cooling off to 58 degrees. Now, when the kids are trick-or-treating this evening, we're in the 50s for the most part, so it's a little chilly, not too bad. When you get in from your haunted houses, we're about 48 degrees at about that time. Tomorrow morning, we got another frost advisories from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. tomorrow, so the sensitive plants and pets, bring those inside. And then we do have frost possible with these temperatures into the mid to upper 30s tomorrow. It does warm up to be a pretty nice looking day. We could see some showers by tomorrow evening. During the daylight hours, we're just going to go with like a 20% chance of showers late in the afternoon and evening. But for much of the day, it should be dry with temperatures pretty pleasant in the 60s. Hey, we got a big game as the Kentucky Wildcats head to Jordan-Hare Stadium to take on the Auburn Tigers. 6:30 p.m. kickoff there with 61 degrees, and then it cools off into the low 50s, so a jacket or a sweater, something like that. The next big thing, could see another round of a slight chance of showers on Sunday, but Saturday night and Sunday, there's no severe storms in the forecast, no flooding rains, just maybe a few sprinkles. That's about all we're seeing. And then dry weather and warming temperatures as we head into the tail end of next week. So here we see it. Temperatures in the 60s, just an itty-bitty chance of showers. Don't forget to set your clocks back 1 hour or you show up to church early Sunday morning. And then we see next week, dry conditions for much of the week and temperatures starting to warm up. Low 70s by Wednesday and Thursday. That's our forecast, Claire. We'll see you a little while later.
Thank you, Mickey. We're going to check on our roads right now. We do have a few problem spots, but I want to start with this one right here. Let's hope this comes up. It's a vehicle fire on the Red Mountain Expressway, and I'm going to see, we can see first responders there. I could see it in the preview. Yes, they are still there. One lane is open. That far left lane is open. This is here at the 3rd Avenue South exit, 4th Avenue South exit. So all the lanes are shut down except for that one left lane. So everybody's merging over. We are expecting some big delays with this, but hopefully that vehicle fire is out and everyone is okay. I'll check this angle just to see if we can see anything right here. You can see it from this side. Again, you can see the fire trucks right there. So we're going to, of course, continue to monitor that. We can go back out to the maps and zoom in to see if we are seeing those yellow delays there. We also have a minor crash on 459 northbound at Liberty Parkway. It doesn't look like any of the lanes are closed right now, so hopefully that's off on the shoulder, not causing you any problems. And then we have a moderate crash on Highway 119 at Cahaba Valley Cove in Shelby County. I don't have a camera angle of that, but hopefully it gets cleared up pretty soon. Again, I'll be watching that vehicle fire on Red Mountain Expressway, and we will continue to bring you updates. Well, It is a fun and frightful day, but Halloween can also be dangerous for little ghosts and goblins. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither is on your side with 5 dangers to avoid to keep trick-or-treaters safe tonight.
It's a day filled with carved pumpkins, costumes, and candy. But before you head out this Halloween, make sure your trick-or-treaters stay safe.
It can be dangerous for lots of different reasons.
Dr. Manisha Agarwal with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says there are 5 Halloween hazards to keep in mind today. First, costumes can cause a child to trip, so she says to make sure it fits properly. And if there's a mask, make sure the child can see through it. Second, nighttime visibility is a hazard, so make sure the trick-or-treater can be easily seen at night, even if their costume is dark.
Think about adding reflective stickers and other designs that might make it easier for your child to be spotted by people who might be driving by.
Third, being a pedestrian at night can also be dangerous. Agarwal says to stick to sidewalks, go over how to safely cross a road, and if there's a car, make eye contact with the driver before crossing.
It's also really important to remind our older kids and teens to stay off their phones. Yes, distracted driving is a thing, but so is being a distracted pedestrian.
Fourth, some candies can be a choking risk to young children, especially if they're running around. So Agarwal says to keep treats like hard candies away from little ones. And finally, watch out for cannabis, which can look like candy.
It's really important to carefully check the labels of your child's candy or any other goodies they bring home.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And Dr. Agarwal says all adults have a responsibility to keep kids safe from these Halloween hazards. If you're driving, slow down and look for children. Also think about the candy you're handing out to young trick-or-treaters. Consider having a separate option for them if your treats could be a choking hazard. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Halloween can have both positive and negative effects on your mental health. We're going to be talking with a licensed counselor about how it can be a good and a bad thing, and we're going to take a look at what you can do to protect your mental health this Halloween. Stay with us.
Focused on you.
First Alert Weather is all about helping real people make real life decisions.
First Alert Weather is focused on you.
We look beyond the weather data. We see you, your home, and your community.
For whatever your day brings and wherever life takes you.
We want to make it easier for you to get through your day with clarity and confidence.
WBRC 6 News, on your side with First Alert Weather, focused on you. Stories from your community.
The economic impact will be significant.
With more reporters in more places.
Your reporter in Northport.
Your reporter in Trustfell. In Alabaster.
WBRC 6 News.
On your side. On your side.
On your side.
Football fans in Alabama are next level. You want the games, highlights, and all the updates.
Football on WBRC brings you into the action.
We're on your side with the biggest plays and the best matchups.
Catch all the games from the NFL on Fox and Fox College Football.
Plus, WBRC Sideline, your go-to place for high school football.
We've got the playbook to take your fan experience to the next level. This fall, get your football on WBRC.
Every morning, we know the struggle is real, like the latest mess on the highway. You need a morning team
that gets you ready for everything.
Ready for the backup with a better route. Good Day Alabama, every morning, ready for everything.
WBRC is on your side in every way. We put the power in your hands.
Literally. Download the WBRC streaming app so you don't miss out.
Streaming live and on demand with news and weather.
And the best part is, it's free.
All right, welcome back. Halloween can play tricks and treats on your mental health. There are both positives and negatives for this holiday. Michelle Essery from Fullwell Neurofeedback and Counseling joins us now live with more on this topic. Michelle, thanks for being with us today. Michelle, can you hear me okay? I'm going to make sure I can hear you. I may be having... Michelle, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I can hear you now. So sorry about that. We appreciate you joining us to talk about this. Let's talk about how really Halloween can impact our mental health.
Yeah, you know, Halloween is a fun holiday, but there are definitely positives and negatives that can impact us and our mental health on this holiday season. You know, some of the positives are you can get a lot of social connection, right? It gives an opportunity for you to enjoy and be with other people. It gives you the opportunity to express creativity, to show expression. You know, coming up with costumes is fun for kids and adults. I know a lot of adults who go kind of all out on the costume front, and it gives an opportunity for that when it's socially acceptable and sort of fun. Everybody gets to play together. You get to confront fears. You know, there's a lot of opportunity for things that might frighten you, for you to sort of stand up and practice calming your system down and moving through it and really being able to confront that. And then it really is fun. You have the opportunity to have fun, which, you know, any excuse to do something that is fun or enjoyable is really good for our mental health overall. On the flip side, there are some negatives, right, that are potential negatives anyway. One is anxiety and fear is really high around the Halloween season. You know, it is a holiday that celebrates scaring and celebrates scary things. And sometimes for people that can increase anxiety and fear, it can also be something that adds to body image issues, right? Those things can come up, you know, especially if you feel pressure to dress in a certain way, which is sort of the bottom one there, that social pressure. There's lots of possibility for social pressure, but those body image issues can come up. And then trauma triggers, sometimes loud noises, flashing lights, things jumping out at you. It can trigger somebody's trauma responses if they've experienced things like that. So there are potential positives and negatives, but really anybody who sets some good boundaries, who focuses on the positive aspects of things, who really leans into that connection and that fun, they can have an excellent time over the holiday.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. How do we set boundaries? How do we protect our mental health for this holiday?
Yeah, some of this is due to awareness, right? Like if you know that you, for example, have experienced some trauma in your past, and when things jump out at you, it scares you, maybe planning to avoid the houses where you see that that's more likely to happen, maybe going to a safer, more easygoing location or party, maybe not going to the haunted house would be a good idea. That's a good example of a boundary. Another is if you know that there's a party that you want to go to, but you recognize that you probably are going to experience some social pressure or the body image issues, maybe choose the party that is a little easier on those issues for you, and you know you will have more fun. Or maybe focus on a really fun costume instead of one that highlights the things that you are already feeling insecure about. Those are good examples of boundaries.
I love that advice, Michelle, and we so appreciate you joining us on this Halloween. I hope that you and your family have a fun and safe Halloween this evening.
You too. Happy Halloween, Claire.
Happy Halloween. All right, we are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Focused on you.
First Alert Weather is all about helping real people make real life decisions.
First Alert Weather is focused on you.
We look beyond the weather data. We see you, your home, and your community.
For whatever your day brings and wherever life takes you.
We want to make it easier for you to get through your day with clarity and confidence.
WBRC 6 News, on your side with First Alert Weather, focused on you. Stories from your community.
The economic impact will be significant.
With more reporters in more places.
Your reporter in Northport.
Your reporter in Trustville. In Alabaster.
WBRC 6 News.
On your side.
On your side.
On your side.
Football fans in Alabama are next level. You want the games, highlights, and all the updates.
Football on WBRC brings you into the action.
We're on your side with the biggest plays and the best matchups.
Catch all the games from the NFL on Fox and Fox College Football.
Plus, WBRC Sideline, your go-to place for high school football.
We've got the playbook to take your fan experience to the next level. This fall, get your football on WBRC.
Every morning, we know the struggle is real. Like the latest mess on the highway. You need a morning team.
That gets you ready for everything.
Ready for the backup with a better route. Good Day Alabama. Every morning, ready for everything.
WBRC is on your side in every way. We put the power in your hands.
Literally. Download the WBRC streaming app so you don't miss out.
Streaming live and on demand with news and weather.
And the best part is, it's free.
Find out what's going on in your community, your neighborhood.
24/7 access to the news and weather that you want.
WBRC 6 News.
On your side. Hey, look, this is my favorite part. Oh.
Search WBRC wherever you stream.
Welcome back into WBRC Now. Right now, we are awaiting a live press conference from Birmingham Police.
Behind the
I'm going to go ahead and show you as we are preparing for that. We are expecting an update, possibly in that officer-involved shooting from earlier this week on Brunson Avenue. Again, we are awaiting this Birmingham Police press conference. So we're going to bring you the latest. We'll bring that to you live here on WBRC Now as soon as we get it. Well, several aggressive monkeys are still on the loose in Mississippi after a trailer carrying them overturned on Tuesday in Mississippi. They were among nearly 24 monkeys on their way to a testing facility in Florida. Teddy Reddy spoke with the residents about the situation and some of the misinformation they heard.
I thought it was a joke at first. I was, I think, in Michigan when I first heard, so I thought everybody was messing with me, but looked it up online, and, you know, it's a little surreal, kind of like a movie or something, you know.
Tuesday, Jasper County officials arrived near highway marker 117, where they found an overturned truck hauling 21 monkeys to a testing facility in Florida. As of Tuesday night, officials say 3 of those monkeys were still missing. 5 are dead, and the remaining 13 were recaptured. Tulane University officials sent a team to Heidelberg to assist law enforcement in the catching and disposing of the monkeys. For April Cooper and Kinsey Henry, when they heard monkeys were on the loose, they got worried for the safety of their pets.
My first initial action was it was an outbreak situation, honestly. You know, I grew up watching that movie, so it's a bit scary. So we just kept our dogs inside and
Yeah, that's the main thing. We've got animals.
yeah,
and
just
stuff,
hope for the best.
For those who have seen the monkeys firsthand or those who just live in town, many of you want the remaining monkeys caught without harming them.
There's like a heightened concern over it, but hopefully it'll work out. You know, there's enough crazy stuff going on right now. This is probably something we don't need on top of everything else. Hopefully they catch them, you know. I heard they had to put quite a few of them down, but, you know, hopefully that doesn't have to happen.
And of course, we'll keep you updated on that situation on air and through our WBRC News app. All right, we are going to check back in with Mickey Ferguson for our trick-or-treating forecast tonight. He has more right now.
Well, Claire, after a cold morning, we've got that spooky sunshine, 64 degrees this afternoon. And as we get into this evening for the trick-or-treaters tonight, temperatures in the 50s for most of the kiddos, as you know, a lot of them will be heading in before 8 p.m., but some of the older kids might stay out a little bit later, 48 degrees by about 10 p.m. Now, overnight tonight, it's another cold one. We have another frost advisory. It doesn't include quite as many counties, but mainly areas right along and north of 2059 from 3 a.m. until 9 a.m. Bring in those sensitive plants and bring the pets inside with those temperatures getting down into the 30s in many locations. The next 24 hours dry throughout much of the day tomorrow, but by tomorrow evening into Sunday morning, we may see a few showers. Highs tomorrow, pretty pleasant. We're in the 60s, but then we do have a chance of rain going into Sunday as well, slight chance. The Moss Rock Festival, I think it's going to be fine. Temperature readings in Hoover getting up to about 63 degrees. The next big thing, there's a slight chance of showers for Sunday, and then we get into next week and things begin to dry out. Oh, don't forget to set your clocks back 1 hour for the time change Saturday night. Before you go to bed, it's a good idea. And you might want to replace the batteries in your weather radio and smoke detectors, and go ahead and download that First Alert Weather app. Just a couple of things you can do. Our extended forecast shows temps in the 60s for the next several days. There's that slight chance of rain Saturday night into Sunday, maybe Monday, but that's pretty thin chance of that. And then we dry out and warm up going into next week. Claire, I hope you have a great Halloween, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, Mickey. We are going to check on our roads right now. We do have a couple of problem spots. I want to start with this one, a vehicle fire on Red Mountain Expressway at the 3rd and 4th Avenue South exit in Jefferson County, of course. It looks like they've now opened a second left-hand lane. They've only got 2 lanes blocked with first responders there on the scene. Earlier when we were looking, it was just that far left lane that was open. So now they have 2 lanes open, but you know, congestion's going to be bad in that area. So a first alert for that. And this was showing us a different angle. Yeah, you can see there the first responders still on the scene there, and you can see traffic behind. Hopefully you won't have too many problems getting home with that, but hopefully they'll get that cleared up pretty soon. But again, they did respond to that vehicle fire. I also want to go over here to this minor crash on 459 northbound at Liberty Parkway. I don't have a camera angle of it, so we're just monitoring that. I don't see any lane closures right now, so hopefully it's off on the side of the road. Of course, we'll keep you updated. And then we have a moderate crash on Highway 119 at Cahaba Valley Cove in Shelby County, and I don't have a camera angle of that either, so we'll continue to kind of monitor it. Hopefully it's not causing too many problems. I'll zoom in I can see some red there on Red Mountain Expressway going back to 280. Also seeing some red on 280 near 459, and of course some slowdowns on 65 north and southbound, which is typical this time of day. So we're going to continue to monitor all this. Of course, we will bring you updates on air and online. Well, right now, we are still waiting for that Birmingham Police press conference to begin. Again, our reporter, Bria Chapman, is there and is telling us she believes it might be about that officer-involved shooting from earlier this week on Brunson Avenue. 36-year-old Vanessa Ragland died in that officer-involved shooting. Aaliyah did release some information earlier this week. They said that police initially got a phone call about a fight possibly there involving a weapon. When police got there, they say that Ragland and an officer got into an altercation. Now, Aaliyah says at first the officer didn't use lethal force, non-lethal methods to try to calm Ragland down, and then eventually the officer did shoot Ragland. So we're expecting an update on that. Of course, we did talk to neighbors, and they were just shocked that it escalated to this. And Ragland's family declined to comment to us and declined to talk with us about the situation again. So we are continuing to wait for that police press conference. I'll go ahead and show you right here that we are expecting that to begin any moment. They are getting set up, and we'll kind of stay with this right here and see if we can get some more information. Of course, we're going to bring this to you live here as everyone gets set up. We'll just take a moment and pause, and I'm going to listen to the audio real quick.
You're right. Mic check 1 2. It's fixed. 10 9 8 7 6. Perfect. Okay.
Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Did you hear me? Live view 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3.
You got your cuffs on?
Mic check.
No. This man has a warrant.
All right, we have just gotten word that Birmingham police have delayed their press conference by about 15 minutes. So we'll take a quick break, but of course we'll come back on our streaming platforms as soon as they do begin that press conference, and we will bring you live coverage through our streaming platforms and of course in our 4 o'clock news. We want to thank you for joining us today for WBRC Now.